Hi everyone, this is Alin and welcome back to Economic Concept. Many of you have asked me to do a video about Poland's economic success and how Poland has changed in the past 10 years. Well, before we jump into the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe because your support is essential to my channel. And we're already 6,000 people on this channel and this is amazing. So thank you a lot for this. Well, as mentioned, today we're diving into the story of a nation that has defined history, transformed its economy, and earned its place among Europe's rising stars. This is Poland. From a war-torn past to becoming one of the continent's most dynamic economies, Poland's journey is a masterclass in resilience, strategic vision, and bold leadership. In this video, we'll uncover the political strategies shaping Poland's growth, the industries driving its economic engine, how migration is reshaping the labor market, and Poland's geopolitical role in an uncertain Europe. Please join me as we break down the factors fueling Poland's success and analyze whether this momentum can endure amidst global challenges and shifting dynamics. The political vision of leaders like Mateusz Morawiecki and Dominik Tarczyński, key economic sectors driving growth, migration trends, and their impact on the labor market, Poland's geopolitical positioning in a turbulent Europe. Poland, once a war-torn and economically shattered nation, has risen from the ashes to become one of Europe's most dynamic economies. With GDP growth averaging around 4% annually over the past 2 decades, low unemployment rates, and impressive industrial output, Poland has defied expectations. Political factors, leadership and strategic governance. Mateusz Morawiecki, architect of Poland's economic roadmap. Since becoming prime minister in 2017, Mateusz Morawiecki has been the central figure in shaping Poland's economic direction. Key reforms. Under Morawiecki, tax reforms, crackdowns on VAT fraud increased tax revenues by over 50% between 2016 and 2023. Welfare programs. The 500-plus family program lifted 1.2 million people out of poverty and improved living standards across the country. Infrastructure investments. Over 200 billion euros has been allocated to modernize roads, railways, and digital infrastructure. These policies have borne fruit. Between 2015 and 2023, Poland's GDP per capita surged from $13,900 to $19,000, marking a 36% increase in less than 8 years, a decade. Dominik Tarczyński, Poland's strong voice in Europe. On the international stage, Dominik Tarczyński, a member of the European Parliament, has been instrumental in defending Poland's sovereignty and cultural identity. Tarczyński's contributions. Challenging EU overreach. Tarczyński has consistently spoken against EU measures perceived as infringing on national sovereignty. Migration policies, advocating for stricter immigration controls while ensuring Poland remains secure and culturally cohesive. Global diplomacy, enhancing Poland's international image through assertive diplomacy. Together, Morawiecki's domestic focus and Tarczyński's international influence create a robust political framework that drives economic and social stability. Poland's renewable energy revolution, data-driven insights. Poland, once heavily reliant on coal, is now emerging as a regional leader in renewable energy. Wind power. Poland aims to install 11 gigawatts of offshore wind capacity by 2030, positioning itself as a top wind energy producer in Central and Eastern Europe. Wind energy already contributes approximately 10% of Poland's electricity mix, with over 7.6 gigawatts of installed onshore wind capacity as of 2023. Solar energy. The photovoltaic sector has seen exponential growth, with small-scale solar installations booming thanks to government subsidies and net metering programs. Solar power capacity increased from 0.2 gigawatts in 2018 to over 12 gigawatts in 2023, marking a 60-fold growth in 5 years. Energy storage, investments in cutting-edge battery technology and grid stability solutions are strengthening Poland's renewable energy infrastructure. Education and workforce. Universities have launched specialized programs in renewable energy engineering and environmental science, ensuring a skilled workforce for the green transition. Carbon emissions. By reducing coal dependency and boosting renewables, Poland has cut annual CO2 emissions by approximately 20 million tons since 2010, while aiming for a 30% renewable energy share by 2030. Economic impact: the renewable energy sector contributes over 10 billion euros annually to the Polish economy and supports more than 100,000 jobs. Economic factors: Poland's thriving sectors. Poland's economic miracle is not a stroke of luck. It's the result of strategic investments, sectoral growth, and innovation. Let's break it down. 1. Manufacturing and exports, the engine of growth. Poland's manufacturing sector is one of the strongest in Europe. Automotive industry contributes 10% of GDP and employs over 200,000 workers. Furniture industry. Poland is Europe's #1 furniture exporter, generating 13 billion euros annually. Electronics and machinery make up 30% of Poland's total exports, shipped to markets across Europe and beyond. Poland is fast becoming Europe's tech hub. The IT sector grows at an annual rate of 8 to 10%. With over 500,000 tech professionals, Poland ranks as Europe's second largest software development hub after Germany. Major tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and IBM have invested billions in Polish tech infrastructure. The e-commerce market, valued at 20 billion euros, is projected to double by 2030. 3. Agriculture, feeding Europe. Agriculture remains a cornerstone of Poland's economy. Top apple producer in Europe. Over 4 million tons produced annually. Strong poultry and dairy exports, contributing 12 billion euros annually to the national economy. Innovative farming techniques and EU subsidies have driven 30% growth in agricultural exports over 5 years. 4. Renewable energy, transitioning to green power. Although 70% of Poland's energy still comes from coal, the renewable sector is growing rapidly. Wind and solar now account for 17% of energy production, up from 10% in 2020. 34 billion euros is being invested in clean energy projects by 2030. Poland is on track to build its first nuclear power plant by 2033. Poland's diversified economy, driven by manufacturing, tech, agriculture, and energy, ensures resilience against global economic shocks. Migration factors: the workforce behind the growth. Poland's rapid growth wouldn't be possible without its diverse and dynamic labor market. Migration trends in Poland. Over 1.5 million migrants, mainly from Ukraine, Belarus, and Georgia, now contribute to Poland's economy. Migrants make up 10% of the workforce, filling critical labor gaps in agriculture, construction, and manufacturing. Migrants contribute 4 billion euros annually in taxes and economic activity. Challenges: integration barriers, cultural and linguistic challenges persist. Demographic crisis: Poland's birth rate remains among the lowest in Europe, at 1.4 children per woman. To sustain long-term growth, Poland must invest in education, automation, and labor integration programs. Geopolitical factors: Poland's strategic role in Europe. Poland's location between Western Europe and Russia makes it geopolitically indispensable. 1. NATO and security investments. Poland is one of the few NATO members exceeding the 2% GDP defense spending target. Defense spending is set to reach 4% of GDP by 2030. Poland has invested in modern military hardware, including F-35 fighter jets and Abrams tanks. 2. EU integration, a double-edged sword. Poland receives 13 billion euros annually in EU subsidies. These funds drive infrastructure projects, innovation, and regional development. However, disputes over judicial reforms and EU legal supremacy pose risks to future funding. Conclusion: is Poland's economic miracle sustainable? While no growth story is without risks, Poland has built a robust economic foundation backed by strong political leadership, thriving economic sectors, a dynamic and adaptable labor force. Thank you for watching Economic Concept. Hit like, subscribe, and let us know. Do you think Poland can sustain its economic miracle? See you in the next one.